So we prepared 5 contents for today. The part one is about product introduction information, and we have the application introduction. And of course, for part three is we have the cases and features. And for the part four, installation configuration, and of course, the last part is this summary. Okay, so let's go for part one. This is product information. So here we have our integrated analog devices from 2 ports up to 96 ports. Of course, we have our trunking gateway, that is our MX100G, and we have our new model, the OM1000 TE. For IP-PBX, we do support from 20 users up to 1,000 users. And we have our OM1000 UC that can support up to 1,000 users. And of course, more than that, we have our OM8000 that can support up to 8,000 users. With regards to the recording applications, we do have our Nihao soft console, and we have our recording agent, and we have our Neuroc RMS. That's our recording management system. So let's tackle this one by one for our product information. So here we have our Nihao. So it's a Windows-based soft console. And basically for when we talk about Nihao, it help you manage every call. So I think you are familiar with these applications already. It supports click to dial. It has an incoming call display. You have also the contact list. So here every extension has a recording and a call history. So a user can do view, can have filter and search all call histories. They can also download and play the recordings. So this application is very much applicable for SMB or that has or small branches that has less than 50 users. It's a single point recording management. So basically, it uses the built-in recording storage that can play up to 500 per day. So we have, as you can see here, it's a display for our GUI for Nihao that recordings, and of course you can do one click for the recording to play, and you can also listen by that one. And of course, you can also do a download for that. And for Nihao, we have 2 levels authorization. You can be administrator and a user. So the next one is we have our recording agent. So when we talk about our recording agent, it's basically the simple recording function. So for this application, you can search, you can view and play recordings as well. So it's very much applicable for a medium to a middle-sized enterprise that can play to 2 million recordings for 50 different places or branches. And of course, the maximum concurrent call is up to 300 channels. So it has also the server storage capacity for that one. So you can also have the select the recording storage path. More about recording agent, the new function is that we have the increase the license, or we so-called the authorization control mechanism. License mechanism is that you can do the control during the operation time. You can do by day, or it can permanently be able to control. And of course, you can control the number of concurrent recordings. I think the maximum is 300, and I think for the license, the minimum is 50. For new functions, we can also have the add local user login interface. So here, the user needs to enter the administrator account and password before they can totally access the management interface. The third one is they can add the remote browser login interface. So this is for you can do a remote control of the application, no? So you can listen the recordings, the messages of that, and also have some you need to be basically logged into the web portal for remote login interface. And the fourth one is the increase of organizational structure and account management. So here you can use different accounts that can bind to single or several extensions. And this one can manage the recording or the voice messages of the extension, which is bound specifically with this account. The fifth new function for our recording agent is you can add remote recording centralized upload function. So meaning to say you can do the upload locally and upload that file to the remote recording server or to the our RMS recording management system. So this is the, I think that this is the display that you can also play. You can pause, you can double speed up to play the audio recording. And basically you can do some adjustment on the volume, and you can also search the time when was the recording happen. Also, especially for the extension number, and also you can do the document list, you can search that. And of course, you can do the has the play button on the right side. The next one is our RMS. This is very perfect for recording management functions. So why? Because it's basically used for a middle-sized and a large enterprise that has a capacity of more than 5 million recordings. So it six times the number of places from 50 for recording agent. Now it has 300 places for RMS, and it doubles the concurrency that has now 600 channels, and you can do also the server storage. Basically, you can see the 9-dimension inquiry recording. You can have a file security encryption, multi-level authorization management, visualize the statistical report, and has the multilingual operation interface. Right now we have we support, I think, for the Chinese and for English for multilingual. And for real-time monitoring alarm, also we have the detailed operation record. And for management, it's very flexible, and of course the organization structure is very clear and organized. And of course we have the dual recording master backup. I think the next slides will briefly explain the improvement and the new functions that we offer for our recording management system. As mentioned, we support simplified and traditional Chinese and the English lingual capacity. For the network support, it has a full recording that is suitable for large scale recording. That's as mentioned, that is about up to 5 million, more than 5 million recordings. And of course, it has the dual for the automatic synchronization of recording files, and you can add the name field to the recording management interface. And the function to delete the recording file is being added on the recording management interface. So basically, it has only the privilege of the administrator can do the recording. No? So you can do the, as long as you have the password from administrator, you can also do the deletion of the files. And specifically the improvements. So we highlight the improvements. So here, the number of concurrent recordings has been increased up to 600 channels. And the encryption mechanism, the file name remains the same after the recording is encrypted, and the file name after encryption remains the same from the original file name. So it also support the recording backup, multi-method to back up the recordings. So basically from a local recording backup, it can also have the remote storage backup also. No? So it can decide the total storage capacity threshold. It has this mechanism for recording backup. Okay, so more on the introduction. So I'm already finished for the information about this application. I think we can proceed to the overview of the Nurak recording management solutions. So here, for small and medium business enterprise market, so we offer our smaller devices, the 20 and 50G. IP-PBX. So we have here a built-in 16 GB memory, but has the recording storage of 10 GB. So up to 14.2 gigabytes. So for SMB, you can use our Nihao Soft Console and recording agent. For chain shops that requires headquarters and branches, we do recommend our recording agent and recording management system. So here you can also do the record you have the recording server, and of course you can also use the built-in storage from our smaller devices. For big enterprises, so basically we require you to use our recording agent on our recording management system. So big enterprises, the OM series, that OM80E, OM200G, OM500, and OM1000 and OM8000 uh, devices are we are also recommending to use this one. So here we have a simple recording solution for SMB. So here is if you have less than 50 users, meaning to say that it only requires 10 concurrent channels and 500 recording each day. So here we can use our Nihao. So of course, it requires a license. So once you purchase our 20G, 50G, so you can also have the Nihao license, and by that you can use and it is very easy to use because it no need to require an IT staff to do the installation and configuration of Nihao. It's very easy to use. And aside from that, if the budget is very low, so you can use our Nihao. It's recording a store in the device. And of course, if you have the administrative level, you can do access anytime, anywhere with the recording file of the OM20 and 50G devices. For high-level recording solution for SMB that requires more than 50 users and 25 concurrent channels and 5,000 recording each day, so we do require to use our recording agent. So as I've said, the maximum is 300 real-time call recording. I mean the concurrent channels that you are required. So you can also support that for more than 50 users. So we can do have up to 300 concurrent channels for its capacity. So the server storage is high reliable. It has a large capacity for the storage device. It's on your capacity, how much you allocated for your recording server. And the recording management, we have the support for local recording inquiry, and of course you can do the remote browser of our recording agent. And of course, the authorization management is multi-user. It's based on the authorization management regarding on it's based on from your administrator. The next one is recording management solution for large and middle-sized enterprise. So it has less than 50 users. So here, you require the bigger devices, and of course, when we talk about 50 users, it depends on the requirements from the customer. So basically, we do provide for recording agent less according to, as I mentioned, recording according to license. We do support 50 channels, no, 50 concurrent calls. So here is one to multi, meaning to say it's one server manages recording to multiple devices. And regards to the recording storage, is very stable and has the high reliability for its capacity. And as mentioned for our OM, it's flexible for API interface. So we have an open enterprise ready for our IP-PBX. And for networking, we do support local full recording. You can upload that to the remote recording or to our RMS. Recording management solution for large and middle-sized enterprise basic solution. So here, we can send the recording to two RMS simultaneously. So in our OM, we can do the configuration. You can have the settings to have the primary and the backup recording server. So here, we can have RMS-A and RMS-B. So as mentioned, it's a professional management. So it has a 9 dimensions of required recording inquiry, a multi-authorization, and a multi-role management. So professional analysis, we have a detailed data report. And of course, the safety and reliability of its file, it uses encryption and automatic backup. Unlike for recording agent, you do have the manual backup for your file, but this one is automatic backup. It uses a multilingual and of course a double masters deployment, 2 sets of system that is automatic file synchronization. So there's no uncertainty between the master and the slaves because it has a double masters deployment. High concurrency, support 600 channels of real-time recording. Next one is recording management solution for large and middle enterprise premium and high reliability edition. So why premium? Because here we do use recording agent. It can also send to the RMS. So basically there are two, you can do the master and slaves on the recording agents for A and B at the same time on the RMS that do the automatic synchronization and configuration of the recording files. So this is the um, diagram for chain enterprises. So as you can see, if there are several branches, so we can do a centralized recording management. So as you can see, site A, it's a looping. So the recording is cached locally. And of course, for site B, they're using the bigger devices. They use recording agent. And for site C as well, they do have a backup for recording agent A and recording agent B. And of course, for high reliability, we have in the headquarters, we use our RMS-A and RMS-B. So 100% reliability of your recording that it will not be lost. So as you can see here, we show the from site A, from RMS-A loop to the RMS-B. Yeah. So once the connection is disconnected, so the recording is being cached locally. So again, if it is online, so RMS-A will be used for the site A. For site B as well, as mentioned, it can do the recording agent for that one. And at the same time, you can also use the RMS-A. So for site C, you can see here for site C is that you can do the recording for both primary and secondary backup recording, agent A and agent B. Yeah. So the same time, you can also do send the recording to the RMS, recording management system. Yeah. So in general, it has the automatic synchronization and configuration of recording files. So again, there's no loss of recording files from different places. Yeah. So headquarters, you can use NAS backup and FTP backup. Of course, you can do the local backup. So I think nowadays, most of users use NAS for backup. Yeah, as you can see here, no? So we do the headquarters backup for their files. So let me show you the cases that we are offering for. Yeah, so here, customer requires high reliability. So we have a local file cache. So it's available for recording real time, no? So the real time transmission of recording. So once the server has a breakdown, yeah, as you can see here, it can do have a local, no? So local cache up. Local recordings are being cached locally. So there's no problem that, oh, if the internet is lost, how can we retrieve our recordings? So don't worry, because all the new recordings are being cached locally. So you don't lose any recordings at all. So once online, it should be all the catch recordings are being downloaded automatically on recording agent or recording management system. So again, we're searching out the high reliability because has a recoverable transmission. So it's available for recording remote capture mode. After the network is being recovered, you can download the last failed recording again, and it support manual synchronization. So you can also do that one. So this is what I mentioned about the double masters deployment. So it has a real-time transmission mode for those users with high concurrency and high reliability requirement. You can send two recordings to two RMS simultaneously. So it automatic synchronization, no? So you don't have to worry about your recording files being lost. More users, for those users with high concurrency and high reliability requirements, the terminal is available for OMs with full range. So as you can see here, they use recording agent A and recording agent B at the same time for LAN capability for the automatic synchronization on RMS A and B as well. So with regards to the file backup, so it supports multi-methods. So our RMS supports multi-methods for backup. So you can do local, you can do NAS, and FTP backup. So this is the recording file encryption. As you can see here, recording files can be opened easily and can also be played, and important data will be leaked easily. So after encryption, and only under the management platform, the decryption and play, so it ensure the security of the data and prevent recordings from being stolen. So here, this is the multi-level authorization management. So it depends on your administration or for the organizational structure. Of course, for admin has the super admin level. Of course, you can do the how many authorization level for your boss, for the manager, for the staff, and for the team leader. Again, we have the open API interface. So the facility to facilitate any third-party integration. So, um, for our small devices, so you can have the inquire the details of the recording file on the OM, and of course, you can support the transfer of the data from the latest interrupted place. So we have also can use for the API functions form a recording file for the third party to call. So you can use the WAV and MP3 format. And of course, you can have the recording file name, as you can see here, according to the number, according to the year and month and hour and every minute or second. So we can also define that for our API. Okay, so regarding the installation and configuration, I will give you the overview. So Nihao, it has a built-in USB here. So it has capacity of so you don't have a requirement for installation. However, for recording agent, so you have to contact the team. So you can contact our global technical team or the sales team as well. Then once you have that, you do have the installation package, and you need to give the application or the machine code from your PC and send that to our sales department, and we will generate an authorization code for you able to continue the usage of the so-called installation package. So here, it needs to be installed on disk without OS. So this is the minimum requirement. I think Kava has already tried to use our recording agent as well. So for RMS, I think this is quite tricky part for RMS because um we will once you have the software CD, So for the installation and software installation, so the guideline is being provided there also. So basically, you need to provide also the machine code and provide to sales or to the New business team. Then we'll give you the authorization documents. So I would say it's quite tricky compared to recording agent because I think the primary installation requirements for that one is that you need to have Microsoft SQL Server and the Net Framework environment to enable the IIS service. No, so when you talk about IIS service, you need to have the Microsoft SQL Server 2008. This is the requirements here below, and of course, you need to check the number of concurrency. So I think let me summarize the installation for RMS now. For RMS, first you need to install the net framework. I think the requirement is 3.5. That's the most important one. Then after that, you need to install the IIS. Um, so that's the second part. The next part is install the net framework that is 4.5. And the fourth one is install the SQL. Then the last one is to install RMS. So basically, there are 5 steps that you have to install or prepare your RMS functionality. Okay, so here is the authorization method. So here, as mentioned, the minimum number of concurrent call is 50. That's the basic package. It can support up to 1 device. Concurrent number authorization package. So here, the recording agent, maximum equipment management is 50, and the maximum concurrent call is 300. For RMS, it can use up to 300 for the maximum number of equipment, and maximum number of concurrent call is 600. So here, customers only need to manage 1 device, and the number of concurrent conferences is less than 50, then it only needs to purchase the basic package. So once the number of concurrent recordings is increased, say for example to 80, an additional authorization package for concurrent recording is required. So however, if the number of the managed equipment increase to 5, more than 5, maybe, so you need to purchase 1 equipment management authorization package. And here are the common technical indicators. So basically, we use the GC11 codec and the G729. So for built-in, for our OM2050G, for G711, we can record up to 165 hours. However, if you use G729, that you can only have 75 hours. For recording agent and recording management system, if you use the MP3 format, so say for example for 1 GB, you can record up to 290 hours. For WAV format, it have to 18 hours only. So yeah, this is the codec, and of course the speed in kilobytes per second. As you can see, um G711, no? G711 has a 154 compared to G729, that is 33.45 kbps. But that's for a single speed. Yeah, I think for the summary, I think this is just for the summary of all the topics this today. So for comparison between the recording solutions, again, for less than 50 people or 50 users, we recommend to use Nihao. Yeah. And as you can see, it uses the built-in storage, the loop recording, and requires no backup. For large enterprise that more than requires 50 users, so you can use either recording agent or the RMS. So again, with regards to the network disconnection, you can do the double masters deployment, remote automatic upload, automatic data synchronization, and you can do the local NAS and FTP backup for RMS. For change shops, that requires more than 300 concurrent callings, and of course for 600 concurrent calls. So we can also do the centralized recording management that requires multiple branches. We do also suggest to use recording agent and RMS. So basically, as you can see here, the mechanism of RMS and recording agent is the same, no? So however, RMS has more comprehensive management and backup functions. So why? Because as you can see here, you can do NAS, FTP backup, and local backup storage for RMS. And of course, the comprehensive management that it can provide to enterprise. So moreover, we have the comparison between recording management functions. So this is the dimensions here. So recording inquiry dimensions 3, 3, and 9 for RMS. Authorization management has two levels, multi-levels, and of course a multi-role management for RMS. As you can see, we can define the role for the admin, define the role for manager, for the boss, for the team leader, and for the staff. And if you require statistical data, of course, we recommend RMS. Um, Although, as I think you have used our Nihao. Nihao has just a overview statistics for it does I mean for the number of calls being attended or not answered. When you talk about analysis of the data of the call recording, we only have the RMS. Encryption of recording files, we have RMS support that. And with regards to the backup, of course, RMS has the auto backup. So again, for Nihao and recording agent, it is manual. However, for recording agent, you can do a remote upload. You can upload that locally to the remote server or to the RMS. But for RMS, it has is automatic synchronization, or so called the auto backup of recording files. Yeah, I think this is the RMS function list. So again, just to give an overview, 9 ways to search the recordings. Support export inquiry results. So we can click the recording file. It can perform quality assessment, labeling of the operation. It can do single or batch download recording, has a multilingual support, and support to delete the recording files. I think you can also do the administrative level. And the extension users can inquire and count their own recordings. It is necessary for statistical data. Organizational structure can match the company's organizational structure and has a custom user rule because it can do have a role management capability. And it provides daily, monthly, annual, and department reports for the statistics. And of course, have to support the export data reporting, docking of full recording network, and have a double masters deployment. And this is also important, the encryption of recording files. And I think everyone has this one, the high encryption levels. We do have that one. And record operations for all users in the system. And there is a 3 levels of alarming support and email alarming system, and has the backup assign automatic synchronization for the backup servers, and also do the backup log and support multi methods for backup at the same time. Yeah, I think these are more on security, more on the authorization, and I think more on the statistical. RMS has all those functions. So yeah, we do really recommend to use RMS for enterprise level solutions. Yeah, this is overview. You can do the 9 dimensions recording inquiry. You can have here the listen the voice recording. You can also the playlist, and has the quality inspection, and of course export the recording file. And this is the annual report, daily, monthly, or annual report. And of course, you can do the department statistics. So depends on our organizational level. You can also do the statistics for that one. I think that's all for today, and I believe there are some questions, and I will try my best to answer all of them.
Okay, thank you very much, Romel.